Hello and welcome to the next video of my Worlds 2022 preview series. We're going to cover Fnatic, the 3 seed from Europe, the LEC. Down in the description, you're going to find three links. Join the Discord if you'd like to. We'd BS about League as I go on. This morning we were talking about a couple LPL casters and doing their top 10 lists for players going into Worlds. Also, the Asia Challenger Series, or whatever they're calling it's going on, so some people are discussing that. So if you want to BS about League, come join the Discord. We do predictions, pick'ems, and player pool for Worlds. Also, follow me on Twitter, self-explanatory. If you have a Twitter, follow me there. You'll get the links for the videos, as well as on the Discord under the new uploads channel. Lastly, YouTube memberships to support me to keep the channel alive. $3 just to keep me afloat. You get a badge in the comment section. I'd really appreciate it. $10 supports me quite a bit more. You get extra content. Like later today, I'm going to have my NFL predictions for tonight's game between the Chiefs and Chargers, as well as my fantasy football predictions for this weekend. So if you are into American football, that may be of use to you. I also do my League of Legends predictions as extra content as well. So if there are games the next day, I will do my predictions there. For those that do esports betting, gambling, things like that, I hit it about 70%. So if that stuff interests you, it would help me out. Any of that stuff helps me out. Joining the Discord's nice. We got a couple hundred people on there, which is mind-blowing, really. So Fnatic, LEC, 3 seed, coach Yamato Cannon. He is 5-13 at Worlds. He's made 3 trips. Worlds 2016, last in his group. Worlds 2019, third in his group. Worlds 2021, last in his group. We remember last year there was a lot of drama with this team, causing a big shift in the team, upper 3 roles, right? A lot of movement occurred as a result of what occurred. The last 3 years, the 3 seed from Europe, 2019 would be out in semis, 2020 last in their group, 2021 third in their group. So the last 3 years, once the 3 seed has made it out of group stage. In top lane, we have Wonder. Wonder put up a 2.6 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 56.7 KP, all pretty standard. 2.6 is a little low, but Wonder was playing weak side most of the playoffs. Given that they have Upset in bot lane, that makes sense. Upset was my MVP for summer, so playing towards him is the best way to win if you're a Fnatic. But in the case of Wonder, he can do a little bit of everything, but at this point in his career, he is definitely more of a weak side top laner. That 56.7 KP does indicate that he is kind of on his own more often than other tops right now. We remember in spring we were looking at 45 to 50, like more than half the time top laners were by themselves, but now it's more like 55 is the lower end. 22 damage share and 527 damage per minute. What's more intriguing is the 527 damage per minute. He deals a good amount of damage given the fact that he is not getting into the kills and the skirmishes quite as much as other tops. He's ahead at 15 minutes, 1 solo kill, 8 champions in 16 games. I believe Gwen was his most played. I think he played it 5 times. Worlds 2016, last in his groups. Worlds 2018, out in semifinals. MSI 2019 would win with G2. Worlds 2019, runner-up with G2. Worlds 2020, out in semis. So Wonder, when he goes to Worlds, is pretty damn successful. Obviously, the G2 run has a lot to do with that. G2, at the time, really cementing themselves as one could argue, I guess, like we go all the way back in time into the, Stone Age with Fnatic winning Worlds. But outside of that, G2 definitely is definitely have the dynasty, right? The best run of Western teams at Worlds. 45-35 over his career at international events. 177 KDA, 861 CS per minute, 53.2 KP. Definitely weak side, right? That all screams weak side. 53.2 KP. He's on his own. He's on an island. More often than not, he gets into it. but it's 53%, right? So really, he's kind of doing a lot of work on his own compared to other top laners. 861 CS per minute. Not only is he on his own, but he farms. He does something with that time and that pressure in lane to push lane to make sure he is keeping up with the rest of the team and farm. I mean, that's actually pretty high. We don't see, I mean, we've been going through top laners and a lot of them are below 8. And for Wonder, and I mean, obviously being on G2 with caps and perks, that did provide him an opportunity to not be the vocal point. No one's going to go after Wonder, right? When you have perks and caps on the team. But he did do work with it, where some top laners, they don't put up that much farm with it. And you may have a question, why is a KDA the way it is? In every video, I assume I have new people, new fans of this team watching. I count assists as half a kill, not equal to a kill in KDA. Jungle, we have Razork. Razork, 3.5 KDA, 49 CS per minute, 66.8 KP. This continues to be a thing where we see junglers with under 5 farm and under 70 KP. I've dropped my standards to 5.25 CS per minute, but 70 KP still is the standard, at least in my opinion. And some may say, well, if a lot of junglers are below that, doesn't that mean the threshold has to drop? And it's like, well, no, because a lot of them are still above it. I mean, a lot of good ones are still above it, right? So people are finding a way. And there's a gap there. Who is finding a way, if they're not farming, to get something out of their pressure? Kills. Obviously, I would love to have a thing here where it'd be like, a stat that would indicate like how much is it jungle proximity? I mean, there has to be a way to formulate analytically how much gold a team gets from their jungle proximity, if that makes sense. Like, how much gold on average does a team get when their jungler is creating pressure? Obviously, looking at kills is one way of doing it, but it's really, really archaic in a way. Like, obviously, pushing teams off of waves, taking a turret outright, getting something out of it outside of, obviously, Razork's not stealing camps with this pressure because his farm's still below 5. And he's not getting a lot of kills, 2 out of every 3. He is not the vocal point making something happen. It is bot lane again, which is indicative of this meta. 12-7 damage share, 313 damage per minute. Pretty standard, ahead at 15 minutes. I do notice that everybody on this team is ahead, which we don't see often. This is a team that actually is very good in the early game. 2 solo kills, 4 champions in 16 games, 13 of the 16 games on Trundle or Poppy. No Worlds experience out of Razork, which is a question mark, obviously, with this team that we have to respect. A couple players have never been on this stage. That is a thing. Not to mention, I do believe that Fnatic was a bit exposed, specifically Razork, by Rogue. You take away Trundle, and you leave something up. Is he going to take Poppy? Is he not going to take Poppy? And if you look at his win rates, at least throughout playoffs, he did struggle when he was away from the Trundle. So right now, Trundle's not only, clearly take Trundle away from Razork, but Trundle's also been nerfed. So how is this going to affect Fnatic? Remains to be seen. For a long time, Fnatic struggled this split, so hopefully they don't go back to that for their sake. Mid lane, we have Humanoid, 3.4 KDA, 8.6 CS per minute, 55.3 KP. Very low KP. That is very, very low. Actually, the fact of the matter is, it's actually below Wonders slightly, which is pretty crazy. Now, the thing is, 8.6 CS per minute, 8.5 is where I want you to be. Anything better than that is great, right? So 8.6 means he is doing work with this. You give him the Azir, he's a happy camper. But 55.3 KP, Humanoid plays for lane, and this was a thing that I even noticed when I did my LEC wrap-up. A lot of people were like, why is Humanoid up there? And I'm like, well, his laning numbers are actually really freaking good. And it's because he doesn't do anything outside of lane, and that did take away from his ranking, which I think is why he was 3rd. But his laning is very good. 25.7 damage share, 613 damage per minute, so those are very good. Secondary carry and dealing 600 damage per minute. Ahead at 15 minutes, given the fact that he's in lane. 5 solo kills, so he has pressure. He creates pressure. He's able to get picks and do what he has to do. 6 champions in 16 games. I believe Silas was his most played. Worlds 2019 out in quarters. 2020 out in play-ins on that Mad Lions team that could not get out of play-ins. The worst Western team in the history of Worlds. MSI 2021 out in semis. Worlds 2021 out in quarters. So 3 out of 4 times he was able to go deep in his international runs. 31 and 31 over his career, 1.8 KDA, 906 CS per minute, 58.9 KP. So it's standard. That's humanoid. It's been humanoid since at least 2019. He plays for lane. That under 60 KP is a big indicator of that. 9 CS per minute at the world stage is massive. I think humanoid, actually, when you look at that, you got to give him a bit more respect in lane, because he finds a way to not get behind. He is not getting behind at 9 CS per minute. Like, he's keeping up with the best of the best outside of Chovy, which is actually a big surprise. I didn't expect it to be that high. I expected some drop off, as is with most players. So if Wonder and Humanoid can actually play at the level that they have before at international events, this team actually is pretty scary. Whether that comes to fruition is another thing, because Wonder is a little bit long in the tooth, and Humanoid doesn't from time to time, but I mean, the numbers are what they are, right? Bot lane, we have Upset, 5.7 KDA, 9.9 CS per minute, 72 KP. Very, very good. Best Western-born AD carry, definitely going into this event. And I would put him in the conversation, certainly, for best Western AD carry outright. So, I mean, he's very good. He's very good. 1v9. He was my MVP, which, I mean, upset a lot of people that had Niski as their MVP, but I think Upset is cracked. I really do. I think Upset's really, really, really good. 32-1 damage here, 800 damage per minute. I've been saying it the last couple videos about how, oh, well, these guys have a lot of damage, but they're dealing 600, 650, some people under 600, and it's like, okay, well, they have high shares, but they don't have a lot of damage output, really. And Upset, 800 damage per minute. That's why. That's why when I see 650, I'm like, you're actually not dealing as much on average as a guy like Upset, who is going to create opportunities in lane with that kind of aggression. Ahead at 15 minutes, 4 solo kills, 5 champions in 16 games. No Worlds experience. That is the problem. Last year, a lot of drama around Upset and around Fnatic, right? And because of that, he has no Worlds experience. So, is this moment going to be too big for him? It remains to be seen. This is not the case like Razork, where, I mean, like I said yesterday, bot lane and jungle definitely are like hand in hand in this meta. Jungle trying to get bot lane ahead is the meta. You want the bot lane ahead. But when you have a player like Upset who has to 1v9 to win, he is the vocal point of this team. If he doesn't go, Fnatic doesn't go. It's all on him. It's all on him. And I mean, people are going to say other players are going to try and take the load off. We all know, and he knows, that it's all on him to get this done. So, whether he's got to show up, right? So, that's what it comes down to. Support, we have Hylissang. Hylissang has been here for a minute. He is a massive inter, but 4.2 KDA, 76.6 KP. 1 cleared ward every 4 minutes, 2 dropped wards every 5 minutes, 6 champions in 16 games for Hilly at LEC playoffs. Upset and Hilly play Lucian Nami a lot. Probably the only Western group or duo that is able to pull it out like that. It remains to be seen. We have mixed reviews on the power of Lucian Nami after the Nami nerf. Some people think it's okay. Still, some people think it lost a lot of power in the early game. we'll find out when we see it, you know, when pros play it and not our solo queue games. MSI 2018, Hilly was out in semis. Worlds 2018, runner-up. Worlds 2019, out in semis. Worlds 2020, out in semis. Worlds 2021, last year, last in their group, obviously. Pulling out a rookie 80 carry at Worlds is never going to be a good thing. Off the bench, never playing. Well, actually, I don't know if Bean had ever played, to be honest with you, but still, off the bench. Hilly, 29 and 29, 122 KDA. Ugh, that's bad, 68 KP. So, what do we think about all these numbers here, right? 122 KDA is very bad. But you're going to say to yourself, why did that happen? Well, he has 228 deaths at international events, which in 58 games is what, roughly 4 a game? Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? So 76 KP. Obviously, he's the one making things happen for Fnatic. We did see games against Rogue where he just did terribly questionable decisions. And Hilly does do that, but Hilly also is going to put on like performances that you can't believe from time to time and going to shock you. So it's a mixed bag with Hilly. Sometimes he looks like one of the best supports in the world, and other times he looks like he doesn't belong. So you can flip a coin before every game of Hilly playing at Worlds, and you can determine whether Fnatic's going to win or not. You know, history says he lands on heads a lot, so that is a thing. That is a thing that you have to consider. Maybe heads is definitely the strong pick for Hilly. But now he is with an 80 carry that he may need to help in the beginning to get acclimated to the big stage. This is not the LEC stage. This is the world stage. So, that's the thing. I mean, like, it's, well, I'm not going to say this actually. It's more of a world's thought than a Fnatic thought. But this team, I mean, my power rankings come out later today. And when I was writing this, I was thinking about, you know, my power rankings in general, because we have a situation here where Rogue beat G2, so how far does G2 fall? And these buffs to Kesa and Tristana may help some teams a lot. Are they going to be significant buffs or not? What the hell is EG doing at 80 carry? How do you even think about that and stuff like that? So later today, my power rankings come out. Last night, I put out a video where I went over my summer split cumulative champion, most common champion matchups video. That is, I mean, I really enjoyed making that video. So if you missed it, if you've liked my patch look back videos where I look back at the most common matchups, that may be interesting to you, because it took all of the summer split matchups and we went over the top 5 in each. So that link will be around me in a second. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Become a YouTube member so this channel doesn't die. And thank you for watching.